the recording. Yeah. So, Jahanpal, just one question from my side. So, do you have any background of what is cloud or what is DevOps? Any background?
I have a basic idea of how what cloud is, and and the DevOps is, but I've never worked extensively on cloud or DevOps at all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I got the introduction of Prana as well in chat. Okay, and next is Shantanu.
Yeah, so my name is Shantanu. So I have total 6 year experience in QA, uh, and currently I'm also in testing domain only, and looking forward to change my domain from testing to like AWS or like Azure cloud in cloud basically. So that's why I just enroll for this uh, like meeting and all.
Okay. Okay, so do you want to switch to cloud or cloud and DevOps?
I want to switch to cloud actually.
Okay. And do you have any experience on working on cloud, or do you have any idea how does it work?
Actually, I have done few trainings on Azure, but not in AWS. So in my current project
Okay.
is in AWS, so that's why I just want to learn AWS so that I can work something and can check the AWS things. But to be honest, I don't have any hands-on experience in AWS or Azure.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Shankar. Next is Vishnu. Hi, Vishnu.
Hi, myself Vishnuvardhan. I have around 15 years experience in IT industry. So the main
Mhm.
skills is for me is testing. Okay, so I am like exploring, like I have an experience on manual automation and performance testing, and also like I am a PMP certified also. Uh, just for
Okay.
like I want to change the technology to switch to cloud, and I have like basic knowledge on like all three cloud platforms.
Okay. So you have basic understanding of what cloud does, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, okay. I think that is it. We are done. Vishnu, Shantanu, and Shankar. Okay. Fine. Okay. Let's start the session now. Now, have you guys gone through the course content? Yes, Pranay, you were saying something. Have you gone through the course content? Pranay, Shantanu, Vishnu, or Chanpal? Anyone? Okay. Okay. So, anyways, let me first share the course content with you. I'll explain what all topics we are going to cover. Okay. Let's try to make this session interactive as possible. Okay. Now we have Rajesh also joined in. So, Rajesh, can I have a brief intro about yourself? So before starting the session, I wanted to know so that I can plan the session accordingly. So a brief one-liner will work. Rajesh, if you're speaking on mute. Okay. Okay. Let's start this. I'll share my screen. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. There's okay. Uh, I'm unable to share my screen. Yeah. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let me just open the course content. Okay, so this is basically the course content which I think might have been shared with you. Okay, I mean, in case if you check your email or something. Okay, so basically this course name is DevOps with tools like AWS Cloud. Then we will cover operating system Linux as well because Linux is the operating system which is most widely used in DevOps, and it is Linux is only used in DevOps. Okay, can anyone tell me the reason why Linux is preferred? Linux or Unix-based system is preferred nowadays compared to Windows, or what is the difference between both of the operating system?
I think Linux is more stable than Windows when it compares to and then it so that is one of the reasons I think.
Yeah, more stable. And again, Linux basically we operate through in Linux we operate through commands, right?
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, we don't operate through the I mean, like in Windows you have all the options, right? Like the GUI options you have. So in Linux we don't operate through GUI, we operate through CLI only, through the command line. Okay, so it's more secure. Okay, it's more secure, it's more fast. So if you want to install, let's say, a package, so let's say if you want to install a Python, so you just have to do yum install a Python, and within 2 minutes Python will get installed. Okay, and but in Windows it takes some time. So that's why Linux is preferred, and of course more secure. Okay, now then we will go and cover Git. So do you have any idea what Git is? Have you heard of a term source code management? Has anyone heard of the term source code management? If not, then Git is used as a source code management tool. Okay, then we will cover most important, I mean, topic Docker, and after that, Kubernetes, and after that, Jenkins. So, can any one of you tell me what Docker is? Any idea on what Docker is? If you're working in IT field, you might have heard from somewhere using Docker, or any idea. I mean, just a random thought. Okay, you have not heard about Docker. You have not heard about Kubernetes as well. What about Jenkins?
Jenkins is for used for build, I think, and I think for Docker basically, uh, use for build, test,
Okay,
and deploy some
okay,
application kind of things.
okay, okay. So let me just take you through each topic one by one. Okay, okay, no. So now the duration of this course is somewhere about 30 hours. Okay, it can be plus minus or so. Okay, mostly it will be plus only. Okay, then the prerequisite, we don't have any prerequisite, just the basic IT working knowledge is required. Okay, I think you all are working in IT. Okay, so that's fine, and it's not mandatory that you should have some technical knowledge or some programming knowledge. It's not required. Okay, now the overview again. This course will help you to gain knowledge on AWS cloud along with a different DevOps tool which are in demand. So nowadays, if you know one cloud, okay, and if you know the commands of Linux, and then if you know Docker or Kubernetes, many openings are there for all of you. I mean, not for, I mean, for all of you in the market. If you go and search for tools like for tools like Docker and Kubernetes, and there are ample of openings in the current job market. Okay. Now, at the end of this course, you will be able to design the infra on AWS. You will learn about the different concept of AWS infra and different services like the VPC, storage, then IAM, auto scaling, how auto scaling and load balancing is done in the real time environment. Okay. Apart from that, you will also learn how to enable greater flexibility while you build the infrastructure. Because once the infra is built, then you'll have to manage the load also, right? Which is coming out from outside the traffic. So to manage those loads, you need to learn how to I mean, scale up your instance and how to descale your instance. Okay, because again, it's chargeable. Okay, then you will be also be able to apply for different jobs which are for DevOps domain. So nowadays DevOps is really very hot in the market, and it has made things very easy. Okay, now how it has made things very easy, that we will cover step by step. Okay, I'll tell you how DevOps came into the picture and how it has made things as simple. Okay, now the course topic first, a few modules we are going to cover about AWS cloud, because for anything, for DevOps you need a cloud, be it AWS, be it Azure, be it GCP, or be it Alibaba, or be it a VMware also, VMware workstation also. We need virtual systems. Okay, so first we will cover introduction about AWS, about the different services of AWS. Then we will learn what is EC2, which is Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, what is EC2? EC2 is nothing but a server, a computer. Okay, then we will know about the public IPs, private IP, Elastic IP. We will create the EC2 instances. Then we will create the AMI, and we will do different things. Okay. Then we will learn about the most important topic, which is virtual private cloud. What is virtual private cloud? Is nothing but a networking. It's a networking, the same networking which you do on premises, the same networking you'll have to do it in AWS. The only difference is that it will be virtual. Okay. Now the fourth module will be about the storage, because S3 is the widely used storage service for storing the artifacts or for storing any kind of state files. Okay, people, I mean, the organizations are using S3 only. Most of the organizations are using S3. Even your Amazon Prime is running on S3. The contents of Amazon Prime or the contents of Netflix, you might have heard about Netflix also. The content of Netflix and Amazon Prime, they are on S3 only. Okay. So now, we will learn about identity access management. Again, this is also very important topic from the daily job point of view. Okay, you'll have to deal with IAM, account access, how to manage different account, how to manage different user in a single AWS account. Okay, then we will learn about load balancing, auto scaling. So what is load balancing? What is auto scaling? So by the name, you might have, I mean, you might be able to figure it out that what is load balancing? Load balancing is nothing but balancing the load which is coming from outside the traffic and from outside the network. We have to balance the loads. Okay, what is auto scaling? Scaling is scaling up, scaling down. I mean, increasing and decreasing. So auto scaling also you'll have to manage. Okay, then seventh module, we will deep dive into DevOps. We will learn what DevOps is, what and how, and what are the different commands of Linux which is widely used in DevOps. Okay, and what are the Git commands? How do we integrate Git with with our instances? Okay, then the different command of Git, what Git clone, Git conflict, because these are the commands which you will be using, which not only you, I mean, which any DevOps engineer or any cloud engineer will be using in their in their, work life. Okay, even I use it. Okay, and then we will deep dive into Docker. So I asked you a question that what Docker is. So to answer this, Docker is a company. Okay, so you might have heard about, that there's a training going on in my organization, or some topic like Docker and Kubernetes. So Docker and Kubernetes both are different. Okay, so let's check what Docker is. Okay, let me go to Google and we'll type Docker. So Docker is nothing. Docker is a company. Okay, Docker is a company which has built this software. Okay, Docker is a company which has built this software for container service. Okay, it provide OS level virtualization. Okay, it's a container service. Docker is a container service, and there are many other tools also in the market, like Docker is there as a container service. Then we have Podman also. and then we have container D as well. Okay, so these are the container services. Okay, and to manage those containers came a service which is called Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes again a very important concept. I mean, a highly demand skill in the current era. Kubernetes, most of the companies are using a, a Kubernetes. There's one more container management tool which is Docker Swarm, but Docker Swarm is limited to Docker, and there are many drawbacks also of Docker Swarm, like auto scaling is not possible and all. Okay, like the monitoring is also not possible. I mean, you can do the monitoring, but you'll have to use many third-party tools. Okay, so most of the companies, I mean, 99% of the companies are using the Kubernetes only. And if they are not using a Kubernetes, they are slowly moving towards a Kubernetes. Okay, and then our last module will be about Jenkins. Okay, now what is Jenkins? So Jenkins is a tool, okay, which so basically Jenkins is an integration tool, okay, which integrates everything and which builds and which helps you to build a CI/CD pipeline. Okay, now what is CI/CD pipeline? That also we will look into it. Okay, cool. So till now, any doubts, any questions? Please go ahead. Okay, thank you, Pranay. Anyone
Yeah,
else?
I have
Yeah,
one
yes,
question.
yeah.
So, like with the course and everything, would you be working on interview prep and how to crack interviews for these positions and all that?
Yes, yes. So I will definitely work with you how to prepare your resume. Okay. What basically what you should tell your interviewers that what I have done. I mean, though you might not have done it, but again, that is how you need to work, right? So I will tell you what
Okay.
all to add in your resume. Even I'll take the mock interviews. Okay. I'll take the interviews about the topics which we have learned.
Okay. Thank you.
This
Yeah.
is one thing I have one down. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
not having any like coding experience and all. Since I was in testing domain from the beginning only. So is it required? There should be some knowledge on coding and all, so that
Okay. Mhm. Okay, Shantanu, to answer your question, I'll tell. See, I have around 10 years of IT experience. Okay, of IT experience. Okay, so when I started my career, I started from a non-technical background. I was into operations side. Okay, then
okay.
after 2 years, I moved into DevOps. And trust me, for DevOps, you don't need any programming language. But again, to enter into DevOps, you don't need any programming language. To work also in DevOps, you don't need any programming language. But I mean, as the time progresses, you'll have to learn the programming language. Even I did learn programming language, I think 2 years back, Python. Python is the mostly used programming language in DevOps. So if you know Python, there will be lot many options will open for you. And not only these tools, you'll have to see, you'll have to learn many tools. Okay, there are Ansible. There's a tool called Ansible. Ansible. Okay, there's a tool called a Terraform. It's a very simple tool and very interesting tool to build the infra. Okay, that also you'll have to learn. So it depends on the company demands. But again, a programming language to enter DevOps doesn't matter if you don't have any experience on programming. Okay, but gradually I will advise you to learn. Even I will learn. I mean, even I am plan. I mean, I've learned, but I've not implemented that because there's not much requirement right now because the pipelines are already written in Groovy script or that the Terraform codes are written in the HCL language, which is HashiCorp language. So those things are very simple to understand. Okay, but hard to programming language is not required.
So is it like it will be good if we first complete or learn some part of Python and after that go for this AWS? Is it like
No,
fruitful
no,
for us?
Python. No. Python will come at a later stage. Okay,
Okay.
so in any of the topics which we have shared, which I just now shared, in
Okay.
any of the topics, there's no programming language which is required. Okay,
Okay.
but since you are working in IT, see, okay, can you tell me your background
Yeah, I am in testing domain
from
only.
testing background? Right? Okay,
Yes,
so now you came to learn DevOps, right? You came to learn cloud, right?
yes,
You
correct.
are in testing, you came to learn cloud. You will go to cloud and DevOps, and then again you will learn something else. So in IT field, learning will never stop.
Yes, yes. So Python, actually, I worked in Python also for that scripting and all purpose. So I am not aware about completely, but basic things actually I know. So that will be helpful for this entire course, or that I was just looking.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Either if
Oh,
you have any knowledge or you don't have any knowledge, that doesn't matter. For DevOps, it is not at all required.
okay, okay, okay. Then thank you. And also like that license and all, you will let us know, right, how to generate and all for the AWS.
I will tell you. I will tell you first. Let me take the questions because this is the first class. I've shared the content. You guys, please go ahead and ask as many questions as you can about the course. Okay, to get the better clarity.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
and
sure.
then I will explain how to. How to create the accounts and all.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Yes, yeah, hi, sure. Rajesh here. Uh,
Yeah, I
so
was.
post learning this course, nowadays the market is going very tough. So, uh, so there are limited positions, like very demanding. So how can we utilize now in current earning market post learning the course? So how can we can add more scopes in our ad to with help of adding these AWS course which we are going to tell you and how it will be helpful. Uh, sure, yeah, that's my question.
Okay, so Rajesh, let me ask you one question before answering yours. How do you evaluate that the market is tough?
Yes. So I mean, it is without experiencing. So the most of the companies are seeking the background experience. So we are a fresher, we are beginners of learning this course. So how can we settle within limited time?
Sorry, what is your background? Because I asked you your background, but I think you didn't answer. So can you tell me a
Oh,
brief about yourself?
yes. I have done my graduation in Bachelor of Science, and post that I have learned the Java programming and the C, and I have basic knowledge on Python. So just I'm starting to start a career in IT side.
Hmm. Okay. So see, right now you're not working, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. So see, the job market is not tough for those who are having the skills. You know Python, you know C++. From this course, you will learn cloud, you will learn DevOps. So where's the skill gap? There's no skill gap. In my company, the company for which I am working on. So there are walk-ins which is happening in my company every Saturday.
Mhm.
Okay. Every Saturday. So I am working for an MNC. I'll not take the name of that MNC, but walk-ins are happening for cloud and AWS technologies for cloud and DevOps technology. So there's no shortage of job. Okay. Yes, in TCS also walk-ins are happening, but not only in TCS. In Infosys also walk-ins are happening. Okay, so it's nothing like that. There's that the job market is tough. If you have the skills, job market is not at all tough.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I will
Thank you.
also tell. So if and one more thing, if you are let's say if you are only a Java developer, now, but now the companies are not looking for only Java developer. In development background, companies are looking for a full stack developer. They don't need a person who can work only on Java. No, That is not at all required. Now they need variety of skills. I'll tell you why they need variety of skills and from where all this came. Okay, first let me take the questions of all of you guys. Okay, Rajesh,
Yeah.
so please don't worry about the market. Just do your work, practice, apply for the jobs, okay, and let me know if I can help you somewhere for the reference. I will definitely do it.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Shivam.
Okay, thanks. Okay, anyone else? Now, who told TCS? Barsha Jena. Yeah, Barsha, can you unmute yourself? I mean, if you have any a question again.
Yes, actually, 10 times I have got this Azure from HR of TCS to apply for this Azure DevOps position. I'm a quality analyst. I have used Azure for just bug logging. So
Mhm.
the thing that I have worked in Azure, they have 10 times sent me mail regarding Azure DevOps. But as I don't have the skill set, I'm not able to perform in front of the like in interviews. That's why I'm not getting a chance to work. Otherwise, till now, if I know this skill, TCS would have taken me.
Of course, of course. Okay, don't worry, Avarsha. Okay, so let's first finish the course. Okay, and I'm sure that after finishing this course, you will be able to apply for all the jobs. You will be able to crack the interviews. Okay, I'll if you have any questions, you have my number. Please ping me. And it is for all of you. If you have any doubts, please ping me personally. I'll be happy to help you.
I don't have your number.
From the group, okay, I'll paste in the chat box. Okay, I'll just paste in my number in the chat box. Okay, get in touch with me.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Any doubts? Okay, no issues. Then let me proceed. Okay, so do you guys know about what is IT process management? Anyone? What is IT process management?
IT process.
IT process management.
Like the auditing part, is that involved? If it is auditing part, then I have some idea.
No, no, no. So IT process management means information technology process management. The companies do IT process management to do software development. Okay. So what is software? I mean, software, I mean, we are using software in our daily life routine, right? You just, I mean, sit at home, you order the food, and the food comes to your delivery steps, right? And then you are sitting in a home, I mean, in a room, and then you can book your tickets online. Earlier, you used to go to railway station and book the ticket, right? So software has helped us in a variety of ways. Okay, so to do a software development, that I mean, software development process is called IT process management. Okay, so earlier, what was happening is that let's take an example. Okay, let's take an example of a company, any company. Let's say we'll take example of Paytm. Okay, I'm just taking an example of Paytm randomly. Okay, so let's say Paytm has to develop a software. Okay, I mean it basically has to develop a software. Yeah, right. Okay, so it has to develop a software in let's say Java or Python. Okay, so what it used to do is that it used to hire let's say four developers. Will hire four developers. Okay, these are the four developers which Paytm will hire. So now what these developer will do is these developer will write the code. Okay, all four developers will write the code, and then they will push their code to a system. Okay, okay, push it to the system. This is the server where push their code. Now, then one senior guy will come, okay, and then what he will do is he will test the code. He will test the code, okay. He will test the code. Then then after that, one more guy from the operations team will come, and then he will build the code, okay. And then after building, it will deploy the code, okay. Then it will take and it will go to the internet service provider, to any internet service provider, okay, and then it will publish the application which has been built. Okay, so now this process, I mean, here one senior guy will come, here a tester will come, here operations team will come, then here deployment team will come. So many teams are involved. Okay, then again a networking team will also come here. Okay, so here so many teams are involved, right? Now, so to so this was the process which we were doing. I mean, let's say 10-15 years back. Okay, 10-15 years back, this was the process which was getting followed. Okay, later what happened? Later, let me just clean this up first. Okay, I hope you guys understood what I mean, the flow which I was trying to explain. Uh, yes, no? Anyone? Yes, no? Okay, I'll complete then. I'll take it as
Yes,
a
please.
yes.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
yeah, okay. Then later, what came into picture? Okay, so later a version control system came into picture, like GitHub or GitLab. Okay, so the developer used to push their code to a repository called GitLab. Okay, let's say this developer will push its code. I mean, let's say he has developed the code of dashboard. So he has pushed the code of dashboard here. Okay, then a developer two has built the code of, let's say, new feeds. So he has pushed the code of here. And a developer three has built a code of, let's say, a payment a gateway. So it has pushed the code here. So similarly, all the developers will push the code here. Okay. After that, what we used to do is we used to clone, let's say, I mean, what we will do is we will take the developer's code, we will take another branch, we will make the changes, and if that changes work, we will merge that changes with the master branch. Okay, in that way, Git, I mean, Git, which is a software, I mean, which is a source code system, SVC, it used to help develop not only the developers but also the organization at a higher level to not, I mean, to not, let's say, to not hamper the master code which has been built at the initial level. Okay, so there's a master code which has already been built and which has been working. Okay, if you have any other code, let's say he has built a code of let's say, let's take an example of new feeds. Okay, so a developer one has built a code of new feeds. Okay, now there's another developer, okay, who comes in. Okay, he has some extra inputs on new feeds, and he feels that these are the features, if we add in the new feeds, it will work in a more efficient way, and client will also like it. So what this will do is this developer will not directly make the changes into that master branch. It will take that code from the master. It will create his own branch. That developer will create his own branch, and then he will start making the changes there. And then those changes will get tested in some dev environment or test environment or stage environment. Okay, and after that, if those changes have met the criteria, if those changes are accepted by the project managers or the project leads, then it will go into the production with the main branch. Okay, so in that way, Git or GitLab, I mean GitLab or GitHub were useful. Okay, after that, we came up with different build tool like Maven. You might have heard about a Maven. After that, we came with a tool like SonarQube, which is a testing tool. Okay. After that, we came up with an integration tool, which is Jenkins. Okay, so there are different stages of of a of a software development lifecycle. Okay, and the stages are the code is built here. Okay, the code is written here. Now the code has to be built. Okay, now here the code has to be tested. Okay, and after that the code has to be deployed. Okay, so all these environment, what DevOps did is it automated the whole environment. Okay, it automated the whole environment, and in automation, Jenkins played a very critical role because Jenkins has n number of plugins. Okay, Jenkins is an integration tool. What Jenkins will do is Jenkins will integrate this will this with this, then a testing with a Maven tool like I'm sorry with the a builder tool like Maven, then this with this. So it will integrate everything. Okay, and it will create a pipeline. Okay, it will create a pipeline. In this pipeline, what the code will enter from the GitHub. Okay, and here only it will build, it will get tested, it will get deployed. Okay, everything will happen in this pipeline only, and from there only DevOps came. DevOps means development plus operations. Okay, so initial stage we used to do everything for everything. There was a single team which was dedicated. So nowadays, most of the organization they are looking for a DevOps engineer. Why they are looking for a DevOps engineer? Because they know that a DevOps engineer can test it, can build the tool, and can deploy it also using Jenkins. So all these tools are required in order to create a pipeline for a software development. Okay, so this was a concept about DevOps. I mean, a high level concept about DevOps, how DevOps came into picture. Any doubts until now? Doubts?
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah.
as of this entire process, so don't we need the coding process like where the mostly we usually coding like in Jenkins or the Maven or GitHub, so where the most required part coding in that this DevOps process.
Yeah,
So sure.
yeah, we need all these tools, but all these tools are integrated with Jenkins. Okay, and Jenkins, and when you create the CI/CD a pipeline, there only your code will be built, your code will be tested, and your code will be deployed. This CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous deployment.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
now after that, what happened is that cloud came into picture. Okay, cloud came into picture. Now here the I mean these processes were happening on a server on a computer. Okay, which was, let's say, in your office. Okay, so you can't have 100. I mean, handling 100, 200, or 500 or more than 500 systems was very difficult. Then concept of cloud came in picture. Okay, so what cloud used to do is cloud used to provide you with a server. Okay, with a server with pay as you go model, pay as you go pricing model. Okay, so if you want to use a server, let's say a 4 GB RAM, okay, if you want to do a testing, and if your work is for 10 minutes. So you can pay for only 10 minutes. It will hardly be $0.5 or so. Or let's talk in Indian rupees, so it will be hardly 50 rupees or 100 rupees you'll have to pay. So, so instead of buying a whole computer and then testing it, it's better that you rent a server from the cloud. Then cloud came into picture. Okay. Now the applications were deployed on the cloud. Let's say you needed 1,000 physical servers. Okay, let's say you needed 1,000 physical servers to run your application. Now, when you use cloud uh, 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 service, you'll have to use 500 only. Okay, and this can be scaled up or scaled down as per your requirement. Okay, now, if a server goes down here also, if a server goes down, let's so it will hardly take 30 seconds to create a new server. But here, if the server goes down, in earlier engineers, what they used to do is they used to rework on that server and they used to try to fix that server, which will usually take more time, which will usually take, let's say, an hour or 2 hours or something like that. But here, within 30 seconds, a new server is up and the number is same. Let's say one server is down, so it came to 499, and again one server is automatically up, and there's no extra cost also.
Can you
Okay.
please repeat the statement?
Which statement?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll repeat. I'll repeat it. Okay, so earlier, I mean the model which I explained you. So earlier, what used to happen is that they used to host the application on the computers which were present at the data center. I mean, those computers were physically present at the data center at organization's data center. So let's say they are using 1,000 computers. Okay, to run the application. And let's say if one system is down, okay, I mean, suddenly they can't go and get a new laptop and then reconfigure it, right? Because reconfiguring it and installing all the required software which is used to run application, it'll take a day or two, or even 5 days, or even a week or so, right? So for that 1 week, your application will face some issues. So what system engineers used to do is they used to work on that server and they used to fix it. So I mean that, and they used to fix it, let's say in a day or two. But in cloud, what is happening is if one server is going down, automatically another server is coming up within 30 seconds. There's no need of fixing it. And AWS is taking care of entire management. You don't
Okay.
need to take the burden. Okay. Okay, this is just a high level explanation. Just try to understand. Okay, after cloud, after cloud, a new technologies came, and the new technology is container. Okay, container. Okay, so in container, instead of using 500 servers, your work will get completed in 250 uh, servers only. Okay, so Docker and Kubernetes, they are the backbone of DevOps. I mean, in DevOps, there are n number of tools, but Docker and Kubernetes, I mean, not Docker, I will say any container service, not only Docker, be it Docker or Podman or Containerd. Okay, any container service with Kubernetes has helped the organization to save at least 70% of the cost. 70% of the cost is getting saved when you're using a container service with Kubernetes. Okay, any doubts?
Can you please repeat the container statement, please?
Okay, so first let me tell you what is computer. Okay, first initially there was a concept of physical computers. Okay, physical computers, the laptop which you might be using now. Then came the concept of VMs. Have you heard about VMware virtualization concept?
Yes.
Right? And then came the concept of EC2. EC2 is cloud. And then came the concept of containers. Okay. So what is common between all four? All four are same. Okay, all four are same. What is container? Container is also a computer only. Okay, container is also a computer. EC2 is also a computer. VM is also a computer, and computer is a server only, a computer only. Okay, so container concept, when container concept came, okay, so see, I know that you need a server to run a container, okay, but instead of using 500 servers, when the concept of container came, okay, instead of 500 servers, the work is done with 250 servers only, 250 EC2 instances only. Okay, it reduced the cost 50% here only. And when you use EC2, let's say you are using a Windows. Okay, I'm just taking an example of Windows to make things clear. In Windows, you need a licensing cost of Windows as well. Now, Microsoft will not allow, I mean, AWS or any of you to use their license free of cost, right? So there's a licensing cost which is involved. In container, there's no such cost. There's no such cost in the container. What container does is container uses, I mean, let's say there is a Windows a machine, okay, on which you have installed Docker, okay, which is used to build the container. So what Docker will do is Docker will use this OS only. It will use this OS only. It can create, let's say, 100 containers, and all 100 containers can use this single OS only. There's no need of licensing cost. That's where container has helped IT organizations to reduce the cost almost 70%. And that's why Docker Kubernetes is a demanding tool in the market right now. You go to Naukri, okay, you go to LinkedIn, you check for Docker and Kubernetes job. You will get ample of jobs for Docker. I mean, not so if you check for skills of Docker and Kubernetes, you will get ample of jobs which requires skill of Docker and Kubernetes. That's why it is very important that you learn Docker and Kubernetes nowadays if you want to be in DevOps. Okay, any doubts till now? Any doubts? Anyone?
No, please proceed.
Okay, cool. Okay, okay. Yeah. So let's stop the session now. Okay. Now we will start. Now from tomorrow, what we will do is we will start with AWS services first. Okay. Now, if you have understood what topics which we are going to cover in this course, so tomorrow we will start with AWS. Okay. We will learn about different services of AWS, and then I'll take you through the DevOps tools as well later in the course. Okay. Now, if you have any doubts, please go ahead and ask, else we can stop the session here only.
Could you please share what are the topics we are covering in this AWS course?
Okay, I will ask someone to share the topics with you guys. I don't have. Okay, you want the? Let me check if I can share it here or not.
In WhatsApp, we didn't receive.
I will
Okay.
share. I will send it in the chat only. Okay. Where is that? AWS DevOps with AWS. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay. So I've shared it. Please download it. Okay, because once the session ends, it might go off. So if you guys don't have any doubts, I'll see you tomorrow, same time.
Shivam, where you have shared it? Is it chat?
I have shared it in the chat box.
Mm.
Can you see my screen?
Oh, sorry, my chart is still running, so I'm not able to see. No worry, we will collect tomorrow. If it is possible, please share also in WhatsApp group so that it will be more useful in our
Sure.
team.
I will share it on WhatsApp as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time.